Welcome to Second Take, the show that focuses on the issues behind the news. Mining Weekly editor Martin Creamer joins me to unpack the news-making headlines this week in the mining industry. Welcome, Martin.
Hi, Sashni.
Now, in the face of climate change, more emphasis needs to be given to platinum, and there needs to be a collective South African effort on this. Just tell us about this.
Look, platinum is a fantastic metal. You know, it's been cleaning the air of the cities through autocatalysis for decades now. But, you know, the world is going off diesel cars. And platinum is particularly linked to cleaning the exhaust fumes of diesel cars. And we, as a country, need collectively to now start marketing platinum into the new era. And that new era is associated with hydrogen. And we see that whenever the word hydrogen was used, platinum was used, because that was going to be in the fuel cell, which would again form a catalytic role to create electricity and clean electricity, and the only probably 100% clean electricity that you can get when you link it with the sun power and wind power. But the problem is scientists, I think they look at South Africa. First of all, they say this is a rare metal. You know, they say it is more rare than silver and gold, and that we've got to find something else. Then I think that because it's located in South Africa, they keep on researching different metals to try and replace platinum. They want platinum out of the way. They think it's too expensive. Or otherwise, they limit the use of platinum to an absolute minimum and then tell you we want to eliminate it totally, but that'll only, you know, that'll take time. And the research is done at very high level, you know, at US level, very high level. So we could end up, you know, bowing to something like cobalt that might do the job. I think that people have, because of the South African situation, because of the strikes that have taken place here, they see that there's a security of supply issue. And then they think, well, if there's a security of supply, it can push the price up. Already the price they feel is high, and the quantities that are used are high. So they're looking for a replacement. We need South Africa to come together and go on a global roadshow, you know, with unions, government and business, saying this is this metal that you cannot beat. If you're going to fight climate change properly, if you want 100% reduction of carbon with use of renewable energy as well, this is the only way to go. And we should be promoting this. We see that elsewhere in the world, you know, Hyundai is saying they put strong support behind the fuel cell, the hydrogen fuel cell. But what if this hydrogen fuel cell ceases to use platinum? You know, and I think people are sticking with palladium as well at this point in time, because they say, well, it comes from the northern hemisphere. So if there are strikes down here, it says it's not going to influence the price as well. Not realizing that that price is rocketing because of supply issues. They think, well, they can get it from Russia, they can get it from North America. It gives them a sort of a safety area. They're moving towards more the use of petrol cars, so they feel we can carry on with palladium. Whereas platinum, they know, would be better even for those petrol cars. It's not being promoted properly. This is a national patrimony. Now, people are either going to tell the world and try and convince the world and do something big with platinum in auto, or they must find other markets that are as big. And I don't think they're going to find another market that is big. I mean, we can have coins, we can have Mandela coins, it's great, but it's not going to fill that gap that is left if people start saying we're not going to use it to clean the air of the world. And we know that there's an absolute imperative at the moment to clean the city's airs. We see people moving towards, you know, the battery vehicle. The battery vehicle is not the total answer. And, you know, the amount of carbon that gets put in the air just to produce those batteries is like phenomenal. And as you see in Germany, they actually did an analysis, and, you know, they're saying the diesel car is as clean as the battery car. So what are you talking about? You know, if you really analyze this, what you put into it, you put out of it. So if you are plugging in your garage, your electric car, you think, wow, this is fantastic clean air. But you're getting it from a coal-fired power station, so you're putting that pollution out, whether you like it or not. And we should start coming together, creating a narrative that is strong for this national patrimony, which is important to us, and putting that throughout the world so that we can be part of a solution for the biggest issue in the world at the moment, mitigation of climate change. Stop that.
And in an effort to stop miners going into deep-level mines, remote machinery needs to come to the fore.
Yes, this was a point made you know, at NASREC last week when the supply chain conference came together there, that there are research, development and innovation movements taking place, which could result in people not being put into vulnerable deep mines. As mines go deeper and deeper, there can be no guarantee that you won't die, because Mother Nature is really in charge there. And if you start blasting and upsetting the underground, there are repercussions, and the fall of rock you can't anticipate. There's seismic activity, and so you can never guarantee that there won't be deaths under there. And I think we've got to start guaranteeing that people won't be killed under there in the way they have. So many people have been killed underground. So they're saying there is the research, development and innovation that can take us now to deep level, and we can put the machines into vulnerable areas. And if those robots and machines are killed, wow, creates demand for a new machine. And that creates more business for us. So that should not be seen as a problem. Let the machines go in, maybe let the machines move into their death, but not people. And this is growing now, because we are probably the miners who go to the greatest depths. We've got the deepest mine in the world. That has been our expertise. We've known how to do that, but we can't continue to do it and kill people. And we can't continue to do it and do it inefficiently. We've got to do it around the clock. We've got to do it in a way that is very efficient, and is almost like a water pump, pumping whatever the metal is continuously. And in that way we can bring prices down as well when we need to, and we can capture markets, particularly with, say, platinum, where it's always been associated with high cost. I don't know why. We need to bring that down.
And speaking of research, development and innovation, the Nelson Mandela Mining Precinct are making inroads in this.
Yes, this Mandela Mining Precinct, that must be given strong support. I tell you, I don't think anywhere in the world is there such a clever mix of formal and informal, of government and non-government, of private sector, of the innovative and the conventional. These guys are in there. They all got smiling faces. They're all saying, we've got it here. Now let's give them the support they deserve. We must give them recognition and support, and apply a bit of pressure on them to come to solutions for our mining industry fast. Because if we don't, we're going to have to close some of these places, and that's going to impact the economy, particularly in gold mining. Gold mining at depth, they need a solution. They need a solution fast. It's a burning bridge, and so it should be treated as a burning bridge. And I can remember that when they wanted to open the Mandela Precinct officially last year, there was a change of date, which I think upset everybody. They had an exhibition prepared, and then there was a change of date because the government minister decided that she would move it to the Mineral Resources Minister, and that created a problem. She didn't want to steal his thunder, I presume. But changing a date like that doesn't help, because then you can't give it the big push that it needs. This needs a very big, concerted South African push. We used to be the leaders in mining research and development at that very site, at Mandela Mining Precinct. But that was private sector only. Then the private sector handed Comra over to the state, the CSR. That didn't really, a lot was lost. Now they're pulling it back and creating this public-private partnership in Carlo Road, Johannesburg, close by. They want it to work this time, and we should give it every backing to make it work for the good of the South African economy. They must create innovative, inclusive solutions that preserve as many jobs as possible. And we know that if you look at the experience in Scandinavian countries, when they backwardly integrate into equipment, you don't lose those jobs. It's jobs neutral. But what you do is you elevate the jobs. And we need to elevate those jobs, because people are complaining that they've been put into very vulnerable situations, which they are. They face death every day, and they want to be compensated for it, which, that makes sense to me. But we've got to change it, give them another career path, put them into different areas, make sure we retain just about every job we can, and then go into the service areas. Because it's a problem with the banks, when you're doing something, okay, maybe in South Africa they'll feel more sympathetic, but if you're trying to sell a new piece of innovative equipment in the Democratic Republic of Congo, the engineering project house that is doing this thing, it's going to go along to the bank and say, look, I think this is the best. And the bank is going to say, well, where did this get made? Oh, in Africa. Oh. We don't want to touch this. Give us the one that was made in Scandinavian countries, or we know we can pay for that. We know it's going to work. There's going to be a lot of service liaison. You've got to get these project houses behind you. They've got to be convinced that you've got a solution, and that solution that we provide here must go through Southern Africa, Africa, and then into the world, because there's no one as deep as this. And every mine in the world is going to go deep. We'll be there ahead. We'll have a market. But we've got to move, because we've lost a lot of our skills. And we need to push these guys. There's a lot of interesting young guys there. They say, we got it all here. We can use the new artificial intelligence. We can use the new technology. We can use the fourth industrial revolution. Hey, we can do this. We should be giving them backing.
Thanks for speaking with us, Martin.
It's a great pleasure, Stephanie.
That's it for today. Join us again next week for more news analysis on the local and global mining industries. And don't forget to listen to the audio version of our Mining Weekly daily email newsletter.